First day of Black History Month. First day of Black History Month, we had some black church bomb threats. HBCU bomb threats. Yesterday, listen to this. Yesterday, February the 9th, the day of the ancestors. 9 is the ancestors. Yesterday, February the 9th, according to CNN, the Caucasian News Network, the Caveman News Network, according to CNN, another bomb threat was reported at an HBCU this week. Spelman College, historically black institution, received another bomb threat this week. And just days after, a round of threats rattled more than a dozen HBCUs. This was the third threat to the all-woman school this year. Did y'all hear that? Spelman has received 3 bomb threats. Spelman has received 3 bomb threats, and it prompted all classes to be canceled in a 4-hour campus lockdown on Tuesday. Following the series of HBCU bomb threats that started last month, the Southern Poverty Law Center hosted a roundtable with several HBCU leaders Tuesday to discuss recent attacks on their schools. Spelman was among at least 14 HBCUs that received bomb threats last week alone. Spelman was one of 14 HBCUs that received bomb threats last week. I'm scrolling. The FBI has identified suspects. The FBI has identified suspects and is investigating the incidents as a hate crime, but no arrests have been made. Interesting. Early last month, 6 HBCUs, Southern University and A&M, and I'll be speaking at Southern University Shreveport on Saturday, February the 20th. I will be speaking at Southern University Shreveport on Saturday, February the 20th. Howard University, Bethune-Cookman University, Albany State University, Bowie State University, and FDMG Delaware State University reported threats. Let me say this. Spelman received 3 threats in a month. Spelman received 3 threats in a month, but I haven't heard anything from the feminist organizations, black or white. Let me say it again. Spelman has received 3 threats in a month, and I've heard nothing from the feminist movement. Let me tell you why we haven't heard anything from the feminists about bomb threats against arguably the most prestigious black female university in the world. Founded by the Rockefellers. That's another conversation. Let's stay focused. Founded by the Rockefellers. That's another conversation. Let's stay focused. But with a black female university receiving 3 bomb threats in a month, I would think that the feminist groups would be up in arms to protect our little sisters at Spelman. I would think the feminist groups would be up in arms to protect our sisters at Spelman. It's because the effeminate is another face of white supremacy whose job is not to protect black women. Breonna Taylor is not to protect black women. Sandra Bland, it's not to protect black women. The job is to destroy the public image and private lives of black men. I'm going to say it again. The feminist movement was created by the FBI to destroy the public image of black men and the private lives of black men. And that's why you never see the feminists come to the aid of black women. Never, never, never. When black women are killed, you don't see them. When black women are beat by the police, you don't see them. When black girls are threatened at a historically black university, you don't see them. The only purpose of the feminist movement is to destroy the public image of black men and the private lives of black men. Understand, overstand, understand. Understand, overstand, understand. Understand, overstand, understand. Now, the FBI has suspects, but haven't made no arrests. This is real interesting. If you have suspects, and if you've searched their homes and their hideouts, why have no arrests been made? Now, here's what I've been told. I've been told that the suspects are white young boys, white males. This is what I've been told. We have to find out, establish the facts. But I've been told that the suspects in the HBCU bomb threats are young white males, teenagers, who are making the threats. And I'm being told that the FBI are hiding and protecting these white boys because they don't want to charge them with federal hate crime. Because threatening to bomb a HBCU as a white boy is a hate crime. And we know America only wants to use hate crimes to charge black people with them. But they only use the federal hate crimes was established to protect black folks. The greatest victims of hate crimes in this country is black folks. But if you look at the prosecution of federal hate crimes, it is overwhelmingly used against black folks. Lord have mercy. How can hate crimes be overwhelmingly charged against black folks? They do the same thing with Africa and International Criminal Court. In Africa with International Criminal Court, more African leaders have been prosecuted at International Criminal Court. Now, the British and the French and the Belgians and the Americans, they have raped and robbed and pillaged and committed assassinations and biochemical warfare all throughout Africa, but almost no white males have been prosecuted at International Criminal Court. Almost no white males have been prosecuted at International Criminal Court. They save it for black men. That's why I tell you, the word laws is an acronym. Legal arm of white supremacy. The word laws is an acronym. LAWS. Legal arm of white supremacy. They use it to destroy black folks. They use it to destroy black folks. So on the first day of Black History Month, we get started with more than a dozen HBCUs being threatened with bomb threats. Now, CNN had a town hall meeting with some HBCU presidents. CNN had a town hall meeting with some HBCU presidents. Here's my question to the HBCU leadership. Here's my question to the HBCU leadership. HBCU presidents, why are you not using this? The attention is on HBCUs right now because of the bomb threats. Why are you not using this to castigate President Joe Biden for cutting your money? Why are you not using this to expose the racist U.S. Congress for lumping our HBCUs under the same category with minority-serving universities and colleges? The HBCUs are no longer a protected entity. You have been lumped in. You have become the latest victim in the multicultural assault on the American African. The HBCUs are the latest casualty in the multicultural assault on the American African. You are now part of the minority-serving colleges and institutions. Why are you not using this bomb situation to bring attention to the fact that the U.S. government is discriminating against? the second oldest institution in Black America, and that is the college. The first is the church. The second is the college. The first is the church. The second is the college. Why are you not speaking up? And the reason you're not speaking up is most HBCU presidents are black bourgeoisies. I'm just being honest. Most HBCU presidents are black bourgeoisies. Let's just keep it real. They're not thinking about the best interests of the HBCU. You're not thinking about the future. You guys are glorying in the fact that you are the kings and queens of an underfunded, underoperated, racially discriminated against, historically black institution. You're not doing nothing to raise the money except beg for more. Let me say that again. And there are exceptions to the rule. Without question, there are some exceptions to the rule, but most of you don't do anything to increase funding to your institution except beg for more. That's not a solution. Begging white people for money is not a solution. I keep trying to tell the reparations people this, and I support reparations, but begging is not going to get you reparations. Begging has never, if you can show me one instance where begging has gotten anything done for black folks around the world, I want you to show me. In Africa, we begged the French to get out of Senegal. We begged the French to get out of Benin, Togo. We begged the French to get out of all the French-speaking countries, all the Francophone. But they didn't leave until war was declared. We begged the British to get out of South Africa. We begged the British to get out of Ghana. We begged the British to get out of Kenya. We begged the British to get out of Malawi. But nobody left until war was declared. Three things every HBCU should be doing. Three things every HBCU should. Number one, a bank. Every HBCU should have a bank. All of your students should be required to put their money in your bank. I'm going to say it again. Every HBCU should have a bank or a credit union. All students are required to deposit their savings into the HBCU bank. Number two, every HBCU should have a grade school. I don't care if it's charter. I don't care if it's private. I don't care if it's parochial. You need a grade school to do what? You can make money off the tuition. Y'all have the facilities. Every HBCU has a building they're not using. Let me say it again. Every HBCU has a building they're not using. Some of them have multiple buildings that they're not using. So if you have all this institutional space, open up a grade school. K-12, open up a grade school, and the students will graduate from your grade school and they will naturally become freshmen in your university. Stop complaining about retention of black students. HBCU presidents, stop complaining about retention of black students. Stop complaining that the PWIs are stealing all the freshmen. Stop complaining that the PWIs are stealing all the freshmen. If you need more black freshmen, open up a grade school and make attendance at the grade school contingent. Make attendance at the grade school contingent on attending your university. There goes your retention problem out the window. Your retention problem is solved overnight if you will open up a grade school. Do we really want solutions? Do we really want solutions, or are we just in love with being victims? Because a lot of us have relished in the victim consciousness. A lot of us don't want to be free. We don't want liberation, because freedom comes responsibility. With freedom comes accountability. You don't want accountability. You want to be able to complain. Victim consciousness is the biggest cancer in the black community. I said victim consciousness is the biggest cancer in the black community. I remember when we started raising money for FDMG. I remember when we started raising money for FDMG. People said, oh man, Doc, you'll never be able to find a school. Brother, you can't do that. Black people ain't got no money. You ain't gonna be able to get no money to get no school. Come on, brother. Just open up a charter school. Brother, we ain't got it. But we got 4 buildings we working on right now. We got 4 buildings that we're working on now. If I allowed myself to be co-opted by victim consciousness, I would have never tried. This is why you have to stay away from Negroes who don't think we can't do nothing. Get away from those type of people. I don't want them nowhere around me. If you are a black person who believes we can only fix our problem with white saviors, if you believe that the only way we can fix our problem is with white saviors, I don't want you around me. Part of being a revolutionary is being a revolutionary optimist. Part of being a revolutionary is being a revolutionary optimist. You have to believe we can achieve. If you don't believe we can achieve, don't call yourself an activist, don't call yourself a revolutionary, and you better not damn sure call yourself a Pan-Africanist. I said, if you don't believe we can achieve, don't call yourself an activist, don't call yourself a revolutionary, and you better damn not call yourself a Pan-Africanist. Because the P in Pan-Africanism means progressivism. The P in Pan-Africanism means forward progress. In the words of Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the liberator of Ghana. In the words of Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the liberator of Ghana, he said, forward ever, backward never. Forward ever, backward never. I have no patience for victim consciousness Negroes. Every HBCU needs a bank. Every HBCU needs a grade school. Every HBCU needs a community farm and garden. Every HBCU needs a community farm and garden. Every HBCU needs a community farm and garden, and every HBCU needs a small business development incubator. Y'all should be, every HBCU should be about the business of building a Black Wall Street around it. Every HBCU should be about the business of building a Black Wall Street around it. Every HBCU should be about the business of building a Black Wall Street around it. If you are HBCU president, and you ain't got no bank or credit union, and you ain't trying to get one, you ain't got no grade school or charter school, and you ain't trying to get one, you ain't got no community garden to feed our people fresh food from Mother Earth, all that land around the HBCU, most of you are A&Ms, many of you are A&Ms, and even those of you who are not A&M, you still have an A&M aspect to your curriculum, and you're not growing food. You're not raising our own cattle, fresh beef and chicken. You're not doing fresh fish for the people. You're not doing that. What good are you? What good are you? What good are you? HBCUs, school, bank, community farm and garden, and a small business entrepreneurial incubator to build a Black Wall Street around you. Because the Joe Biden plan for the HBCU, the Donald Trump plan for the HBCU, the Barack Obama, George Bush, Bill Clinton plan for the HBCU is to close you all down. Oh, they want to close you all down. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes. If I am the first to tell you, let me say this. If I am the first to tell you, let me say this. Part of the extermination, marginalization, and mass incarceration of Black people is contingent upon the demise of the HBCU. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. I said part of the plan to exterminate, marginalize, and mass incarcerate the American African is to destroy the HBCU. Yes. Why? What does the HBCU have to do with turning black people into a permanent underclass? I will tell you. The HBCU is responsible in many states for no less than 40% of the black professionals. I'm going to say it again. The HBCU, and this is why we must support the HBCU. This is why we must support the HBCU. 40% of the black professionals in this country would not exist. Would not exist. The HBCU has single-handedly held down 40% of the black professionals in this country. That's why they want to destroy you. Every HBCU that gets closed, every HBCU that loses its accreditation, shout out to Morris Brown. I heard Morris Brown coming back. Shout out to Morris Brown. I heard Morris Brown coming back. Shout out to Morris Brown College. I heard Morris Brown is on the way back. And I will say this to the chancellor, to the dean, to the president, to the board, to the VP for academic affairs or the VP for student affairs. If you need a professor of history, politics, education, special education, pan-Africanism, I'm willing to teach for free. I'm willing to teach for free. Let's get Morris Brown back up and running. I need one building on that campus for FDMG Atlanta. I just need one of those buildings on Morris Brown's campus for FDMG Atlanta. I said, give me one building on Morris Brown's campus so I can build FDMG Atlanta. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.